Hi everyone, it's Kate. Welcome back to my channel, and today I will be answering a few random comments. I found time to respond to all of the comments under my videos. It was like a lot, around 100 or something. But there were comments that I want to respond in the video because I want to make it more understandable and convey my idea. So comment number one, what is the pattern? So the person was asking me under one of my videos, like where I was explaining what is my goal for the next 7 years, to create an application or platform that people will be using to build their lives around themselves, but not around the ideas that other people basically sold them. So in a nutshell, what is the pattern of our behavior? In general, the whole humanity is following the same pattern until we realize this. And the pattern is has a name, like dramatic triangle or drama triangle, and it goes from being in position of victim, then into position of persecutor, and then into position of rescuer. And you can look at this from different perspectives and analyze this from different perspectives, but in general we are surrounded by it and we follow this pattern. We move in the side of this triangle from position into position, and if you feel like a victim, inevitably at some point you will switch to or rescuer or the persecutor position. And what does it mean? For example, like a little example that I can give you, for example, you have a fight with someone about something domestic, like you didn't wash the dishes. Instead of saying things in a certain way so you have a constructive dialogue, you start attacking someone, like, I don't like it, you did terrible, I asked you a million times why you didn't wash the dishes, is it difficult to memorize it, etc., 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 and so on. And now when you're acting like this, you are in the position of persecutor, you like attacking someone. But later on you will feel guilty, you will feel not nice, you will feel sad, maybe like you would feel like you did something wrong, or you're not good enough, or you're not nice. It would be better to act differently. So this is the position of victim, like when you start feeling bad about yourself. And then inevitably at some point you will start trying to save the situation, for example, or trying to save someone else from being in the position of victim themselves. For example, you will go to another home, who lives with you in home member, like family member, and you would be like, oh, maybe do you need help, maybe I can help you with something, or you would just start helping without person even asking about it. And this is the position of rescuer, when we think that someone needs to be saved and we're trying to save them. So depends on situations and circumstances, the scale of how bad it is in your case. It will determine how long you will stay in the position of in one of these positions. It's like one angle of looking at the pattern that we follow. So now the psychology and the world of science and studying of human behavior, they developed like how you can get out from this cycle, how you can get out from the pattern. And these are three different positions. For example, if you mostly stuck in the position of victim, like you blame others for your miserable life, or you're not happy with everything that is happening, so, or you're not happy with yourself, you think like you're not enough, you're small, you're this and that, and you will never achieve something, and so on. So basically the position of victim is described, if we transfer it in mathematical way, I am minus, everyone else is plus. So someone is stronger than me, they have more power than me, I have no power over my life, and stuff like that. When we think like that, we are in the position of victim. So basically it's I am minus, everyone else is plus. So for this position, the constructive way out is to become a creator. So creator is someone who, okay, it's a different video altogether. If you want me to talk more about this, how to get out from here, just let me know in the comments, and I will make another video if you're interested in this. So, because it will be too long for this video. So if you're in position of persecutor, or someone who's attacking, yes, like in attacking position, it means you think that you are better than anyone else. So I am plus, everyone else is minus. So this is the position of aggressive people, people who don't like to share, people who don't like to admit that other people are also good people. They have rights, they have freedom, they have power, and you have to like deal with them, you have to treat them as equals. So this is the position, like aggressive position they call it, yeah. So it's like when you think that you are better than other people, or also if you think that you have a right to take someone else's stuff, life, peace of mind, etc., 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 etc. Oh, just one sec. So yeah, from this position, the way out is the position of challenger. And when it's conscious position of challenger, you start using this power of yours, this mindset of yours in a constructive way when you challenge people for them to become more better versions of themselves. And it's always by request. You don't make decisions for other people, you just help them when they ask you for. But it's like you have to be a bit tough in this position, because you will have to challenge people. And you can see that like sport coaches, life coaches, and people like that, or people who like lead the companies, people who are leaders in general, they usually express this kind of characteristics, yeah. So, and in the third position is a position of rescuer, who was not asked to rescue, but they make a decision that they need to rescue someone. So this is the position when you think that like everything is not okay, like people are not okay, they need to be saved, and the world is not okay, and I need to fix everything, for example, or I need to save someone, they're not okay, they need me. So it based on the need of being needed. Sorry for this repetition of the words, but I don't know how to explain it another way. So yeah, it's when you think that someone else is needed to be saved and you are the one to save them. So in this position, it's also not constructive position because no one asked you, and you like, instead of pay attention to yourself, to your own problems, you start trying to figure it out problems of other people where maybe there were not a problem at all for them, but you saw a problem in it and you started fixing them, and no one asked you, and you like wasting your own time and time of other people and make things even worse maybe. So the constructive way out from this position is actually a coach position. A coach position is when people come to you, when you wait for people to come to you and ask for your help, and instead of doing things for them, you help them to unpack their own potential, to find their own ways, to make their own decisions in a coach way. So you like, it's like a mix of challenger and a rescuer, but in a healthy way. So yeah, this is it about this pattern. So all over the world, because we can see it in movies, we can see it in songs, we can see it in literature. This scenario is always playing between characters, so we are surrounded by it. We live according to this scenario, we make decisions based on this scenario, and it's like a vicious cycle. And until people realized it, until psychology and science that studies human behavior found out the way out, people were stuck in this, and it was like no way out basically from this. But good news, now you know that there is way out, and actually you can make your life more healthier and a better place for yourself if you will get out from this cycle, if you will get out from being in these three positions: victim, rescuer, and persecutor. Another thing that I wanted to answer is another comment. So if you want to have more details, another thing is there are another perspective to look at the patterns of behavior of human beings, and it's more about psychoanalysis, which goes into mythology and studying of mythology and fairy tales, because from perspective of psychoanalysis, people pass stories, pass myths and fairy tales to each other as instructions of how to deal with emotions and feelings, and it's like coded instructions for behavior for different types of personalities, different types of behavior, different types of characters and emotions. For example, like Cupid, it's emotion of love, passion, like more in love and passion and all that. Or for example, different goddesses or different gods, they represent certain attitudes or certain conditions of human being, and the evolution of this condition, or the evolution of the pathway, how to deal with this trait in you or with this emotion in you, would be described through the myth or through the fairy tale. And psychoanalysis helps you to, like people, psychoanalytics, I think you call them, they studied those myths and fairy tales and try to encode them, try to unpack them and the instructions in them, to help to translate it into nowadays language, so it can help you to build your life in a more constructive and healthy way. So and then there are 4 patterns of behavior. It's like hero pattern, which you can see in Marvel movies, for example. Yeah, when there is an a hero who goes through stuff, overcome obstacles, and become a better version of him or herself. There is a pattern of like a fighter, person who fight against the system, like anti-hero, for example. And there is a pattern of like, I don't remember exactly the name, how they call this. It's like average character who just goes with the flow. They don't care about any kind of self-development. They just accept reality as it is, and they work with what they have, and they don't have any like desire to change anything in their life. They just accept the environment as it is, the culture, traditions. They don't want to change anything. They like very conservative, and those people, they can be very successful at the same time in terms of like money, making money or whatever, but their mentality is like this, like static, like they don't accept changes, they don't accept new things. It's difficult for them. And there is a fourth pattern of behavior. So I said hero, like anti-hero, I think average person, I don't remember the name. And there is another way, like I think it's samurai way or something like that. It's the person who doesn't fight, doesn't overcome obstacles. It's like more like something between monk and I just forgot the names of this. I remember the sense, the essence, like of this 4 different patterns. So basically, it's someone who accepts the reality the way it is, but at the same time accepts the inner call that they feel to follow their own way, and they try to combine, like to find their own way inside of the system without trying to break it. So it's something in between all of these scenarios, all of these patterns of behavior, like a combination of all of it, when you take the best from not both but 3 worlds, basically. Yeah, so this is about patterns of behavior. I hope I answered the question, and if you have any questions about that, just let me know in the comments. Meanwhile, I'm answering the second question. Even if being a stripper is okay, there is one, it's not a question, it's actually the comment that I want to answer. Even if being a stripper is okay, there is one definite downside. You are surrounded by lower quality people. That's always bad for you. On the other hand, if you are a lawyer, programmer, etc., you are surrounded by high quality people. I strongly disagree that there are low or high quality people. I don't understand exactly what this person meant under this thing, but I do not divide people on high or lower quality. Depends on what they do in their life. I personally know people that are doing like not high quality jobs, but the quality of the person, the beliefs, the values, the behavior is so high in my understanding. Like a person is so determined, honest with themselves, like honest with the world, accepts reality, staying themselves, like, you know, being just honest and having high values. So the job that you do doesn't influence on who you are, because we are all work in progress. Today you are a cleaner or a stripper. Tomorrow we don't know who you will be, because I think and I see that we are unpacking ourselves through our life, if we're not wasting time, of course, if we take ourselves not seriously, but for real, you know. And we start investing our time into studying ourselves, we will get more and more information about our values and who we are. And I personally know people whom I thought that nothing special will be about their life. They will get stuck the way they are, like, for the rest of their lives. And I was forkingly surprised in a good way when just the next day I heard things that I would never expect to hear from them. And the reflection and overcoming of inner obstacles was mind-blowing for me. I think it's some kind of magic of life when, you know, when you think, or if someone said this and that, or they are bad, or they are hopeless, they just like a lost case, whatever, you don't know what's going to happen to this person in 1 second or in 1 day or in 1 year, and how they're going to tremendously change their life. You don't know, so you cannot tell me that this is a high or low quality person. Until this person is alive, there is always a chance that they will tremendously change their life. And I saw it personally, and I believe in this, and I heard stories of millions of people, not millions, I would say hundreds of people, like where they were on one side of the value or quality, then they were just on the opposite side. So yeah, I just wanted to say that I don't like when people say, or stupid people or low quality people and stuff like that. If you judge people like this, you will always be stupid or low quality yourself. And I don't want to offend you. I just want to help you to understand that the way you judge people, when you judge someone like that, you give me an information only about yourself, that you judge yourself this way, nothing more. Because if you judge like this, it means you judge yourself like this, because it means you don't see other people, you don't see the reality, who they are and what they represent and how they evolve. And it doesn't mean that you will not change your understanding in a second or tomorrow, and you will be like, yeah, it was not the best way, I've realized it, and you will transform yourself. There is always a window of possibility for you and for all of us. It just, I was judgmental the same way. I divided people based on some qualities, but we all are work in progress, and we change every second, every breath we change all the time, constantly we change. Some changes might be very little, some changes could be tremendous and huge. So, and you never know what's going to happen in the next second, and you never know how you're going to change your mentality, your mindset in the next second, for better or for worse. You don't know. So if you judge people like this, you cutting yourself from a chance to evolve yourself. So let's not do that. A comment about yeah, a lot of comments were about dating Europeans and vs Ukrainian men. So I have to tell this thing about that video. I just shared thoughts and opinions that I heard. In general, I have to let you know that I understand that everyone is unique. You cannot judge people based on their nationality, color, group, age, whatever, and all of that. I understand that. and you let me know that you understand that as well a lot in your comments. Thank you. I see you understand that. Yeah, so I couldn't say that. So I'm Paul, so I had enough time to know Ukrainians. I couldn't say they are loyal or something, and probably every woman would fury if got hurt. It is true that there will be some differences in the behavior of different nations, but each person is different, so I do not judge the general population. A greeting from Poland. I agree with you absolutely. I do not judge people based on their nationality. It was just like very surface, on top surface kind of discussion. It was not too deep, and it was not too specific. People were just discussing their experiences, and Ukrainians also are different. Some women are loyal, some women are not. It's just some common things and small details that are determined by culture. Like, for example, in our culture, a lot, like big majority of women were raised so they have to take care of their houses, they have to take care of their clothes. It has to be always clean, always ironed, always the house should be spot on and all of that. But there are at the same time Ukrainian girls or women that do not follow that. It just mostly it's like that. Of course, there are individuals that don't do that. The same thing with like different qualities, different traits of character, and it all some small things that you can notice that are in common, and in general, like all together, they give you a bigger picture. But at the same time, of course, everyone is unique, and I understand that. So I think we are on the same page here. And the last comment that I want to answer about my career, I think it was, this was suggested to me, and if you want to make more income, you'll need to put yourself in an uncomfortable place, figure out what makes money, and just do it. I personally don't believe there is a job that you will like. I personally work because I need money, and my happiness divulges from the idea that I'll have plans for retirement and income to enjoy the days when I don't have to work. Hope this helps. Thank you so much, first of all, for sharing your comments, sharing your personal opinion. I always appreciate when you share your opinion and your thoughts. I think this is a thing that we all have a right to share our own opinion until it starts being aggressive towards each other. I don't like this stuff. So I understand that different stuff works for different people. For me personally, I had 2 jobs that lasted for a few years when I was doing something based on the idea that in that industry people make more money than in other industries. I worked as a lawyer. Everyone knows that working for government or working as a lawyer brings a lot of money. And I worked in the IT company. The same thing. Everyone knows that IT brings a lot of money, and it's like work of the future. You will make a lot of money. And I was in those jobs based on my logic and logic of my parents that I will make a lot of money there. But the level of misery I was going through and how lost I felt was way higher, and it was not compensating me in any way with the wages that I had. So it was a huge crisis for me to go through the transition from having a stable job with good, image and having stable wage, good, nice wage, to the place where I started being self-employed. It started in Ukraine in 2020 when I took a sabbatical and I just couldn't do nothing, so I started like voluntarily teaching English to Ukrainians, like very basic level. That was enough at that time for me to teach. Then I got a course in teaching, a certificate, and all of that. I still make mistakes when I talk, so but when I teach, I prepare and I go like following the rules and all of that. So I was I was good at it. Anyway, yeah, but the enjoyment and the feeling of purpose is more important for me than money was at that time. So now I'm trying to find a balance. I'm trying to do what I really like and I really enjoy. At the same time, I want to grow and make my income higher. So I do not believe that I will suffer now for better future tomorrow, because I've experienced that my home can be taken from me at any second. People whom I love can be taken from me any second. And probably I don't have the next second. So I have to be happy and content and balanced right now. So, and it doesn't matter, then for me the stakes are not that high. If I suffer now, stakes going so high for my future that might not happen, that I will be devastated and heartbroken if something will go off, like not according to the plan, if you understand what I mean. So I've learned the lesson in a very painful way when I lost my ex-husband because of the COVID, and when I lost my home because of the war. And I might sound okay, but you have to realize that these are scars that will be there with me for the rest of my life, and I have to live with it. So I've realized that this thing I will suffer now for better future tomorrow, it doesn't work for me based on my history and my experience. Maybe it will change with time. Maybe I will overcome it and I will start thinking this way and it will work for me. But so far, I've tried to work just because of the money, and I felt miserable. I had the biggest depression in my life because of that. So it just doesn't work for me this way. And once I've started looking for the sense of purpose and I've started self-discovering process, I've realized that to see that I make someone happier, more content with themselves, brings me more joy and happiness than money. I don't know how to explain, but money I need only to just, cover the basics. But the joy that I have when I fulfill my inner sense, I would say so, my core structure, like when I utilize it in this way, it gives me the rest. Like, I don't need castles, I don't need fast cars, I mean, I want to try all of these things. I want to experience all of these things, but just as an experience, just like, how does it feel like to be in a fast car? How does it feel like to live in a great house? But it's just my curiosity to this experience, but it's not the goal itself. So even if I try it once, so like to live in this for 1 month, it will be enough for me. It's not the goal itself, but the fulfillment that I get from seeing someone changing their whole life to something better, happier, this is what makes life real for me. Then I realized this is real life. This is what is it all supposed to be about. So I'm trying to find this balance between my personal desires of my curiosity, trying new things, new level of comfort. At the same time, my real inner feelings of fulfillment that I need to feel. I cannot ignore that feeling. I cannot pretend like I don't need to feel this fulfillment when I see someone is changing their life for better. It's impossible. I've tried to ignore it and follow the crowd and go into a tea company, and I did not consciously process those things, but I felt depressed. And now, looking back, I realized why I was depressed, because I was following the crowd and following the idea of, this is IT, you will make a lot of money there, you will be happy. It didn't work out for me. I was so depressed. People were asking if someone died, why I am so sad. That's how I was. When no one died, I was just like working a lot. Yeah, so, but for some people it works, and it's okay, it's normal. I understand this. It's just not the way it is for me. So I hope I conveyed everything I wanted to. And I hope you heard me out, not just things you want to hear and prove yourself, which is the case in most cases for people who not listen. Yeah, so I wish everyone to stop ignoring your true self, your true desire. What I've realized that in most cases, things that we want are so basic. Like, we want just to feel good. We want to feel good about ourselves. We want to feel good about what's happening around us, with us. We want to feel good being in the relationships. And we just mistakenly sometimes think that we need to go like this to achieve it, when the way it's really straightforward. Just go back to yourself. Spend more time with your soul, with yourself. Find that time for yourself. Find that time to be with yourself, and you will hear that, you will realize that you don't need that much to feel better. You just need your own presence in your own life, your own support in your own life to feel happier today, right now, to feel content. Yeah, I wish you all the best. Thank you so much for watching. And I see that people comment that they really watch full videos. I'm like, wow. I feel like more responsibility for my videos to be more useful and more about helping you in some way than just me recording stuff for myself, just like a diary. So I don't know, this channel is evolving in something bigger than just about me. Thank you so much, and see you in next videos.